Today in Bible videos, we're gonna learn about the story of Ehud, the left-handed assassin. Are you ready to learn more about him? Let's get started. About 3,000 years ago, the people of Israel lived in the promised land God had given them. But as they had been so disobedient, God allowed them to be ruled by a nation called the Moabites and their very overweight king Eglon. The Moabites did not treat the people of Israel very well. They had a big army of bullies who made the Israelites hand over their crops and anything else the Moabites wanted. And King Eglon also had the help of the armies of the Amorites and the Amalekites to keep the Jews under his control. They beat the Israelite army and took the city of Jericho, known as the City of Palms. For 18 long years, King Eglon ruled with a rod of iron and made the Jews pay crushing taxes. The poor Israelites had had enough of his oppressive rule, and some of them called out to God in repentance and asked him to deliver them from the cruel Moabites. And God decided to raise up a man to rescue the Israelites, and the name of the man was Ehud, who was left-handed. And Ehud set to work making himself a metal sword. It was a double-edged dagger 18 inches long and hid it in his clothing, strapped against his right thigh. Now it was time for the Jews to send the very overweight King Eglon their taxes in crops, money, and possessions. Ehud joined those who are transporting the taxes to the Moabite king. And after delivering the money to King Eglon, he started home again. But outside the city, at the quarries of Gilgal, he sent his companions on and returned alone to the king. And he told King Eglon that he had a secret message for him. And the king immediately dismissed all those who were with him so that he could have a private conversation with Ehud. And King Eglon decided to take Ehud into his cool upstairs room at the palace where no one could overhear the secret he was about to be told. King Eglon then stood up and eagerly asked, "So, what is this secret?" Ehud reached beneath his robe with his strong left hand, pulled out the double-bladed dagger strapped against his right thigh, and plunged it deep into the king's belly. The hilt of the dagger disappeared beneath the flesh, and the fat covered over it as the entrails oozed out. Leaving the dagger there, Ehud locked the doors behind him and escaped across an upstairs porch. He then calmly walked out of the palace, out of the city, and headed towards home. When the king's servants returned and saw that the doors were locked, they waited, thinking that perhaps King Eglon was using the bathroom. But when, after a long time, he still didn't come out, they were concerned and they got a spare key. And when they opened the door, they found their master dead on the floor. Meanwhile, Ehud had escaped past the quarries to Sarah. And when he arrived in the hill country of Ephraim, he blew a trumpet as a call to arms and mustered an army under his own command. The Israelite army began to gather. And he looked at them and said, "Follow me. The Lord has put your enemies, the Moabites, at your mercy." And Ehud led the army towards Moab. They seized the fords of the Jordan River near Moab, preventing anyone from crossing. Then they attacked the Moabites and killed about 10,000 of the strongest and most skillful of their fighting men. No one escaped, and Ehud, the left-handed assassin, with God's help, had led the repentant Israelites to victory. Now they had their freedom and no more crippling taxes to pay. So Moab was conquered by Israel that day, and the land was at peace for the next 80 years. And the lesson God wanted to teach the Israelites was that if they wanted to keep their freedom, they had to trust and obey Him. The end. And I hope you had fun learning the story of Ehud, the left-handed assassin. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Bible videos. Bye.